I am a severe depression. Medication and psychological therapy has been 2.5 years. To me, depression, he is not the mental illness, because it really body caused great influence on me. Every day can only eat 2 stars above the sleeping pills to sleep. Take medicine is inevitable with the nightmare of wake up after meals, sometimes even can't have normal meals, being confined to a bed all day, unable to move, unable to leave the house and dealing with sudden anxiety and panic attacks and the side effects of medication that you can't adjust to without it. Then the body is not already could not tell the difference between the effects of disease or normal schedule. Looked at his body go from bad to worse. The more I feel like no body target were alive without actually heart like empty. Generally, sunshine can't light up my thoughts. In someone else's glances doubt only responded with a smile. On all right, because I know there are already many people who do not understand my past, do not understand how this disease is a monster of the body. Many people believe that this disease can be broken through by willpower, but a person will not have a fever without looking at willpower. They cannot understand how it is to spend a whole night awake with eyes closed and feeling empty emotions. It is so difficult to understand a sentence without understanding it. Many people will say that there are more miserable people in the world than you are. Is it because we are not miserable enough that we have no right to be miserable? More generally, people with depression are not understood by others.
You are so small, there is no pressure. How come depression? Do you think about your parents when you want to die? Do you deserve your parents? Why should you be so upset about a trifle? There is no problem that cannot be solved. You will be fine. If a person is depressed, it may be seen as small-minded, weak, etc. In fact, depression and personality are not necessarily related. Suffering from depression, it is a person's brain illness. In addition to the psychological problems, there are a lot of physiological changes. Unlike Westerners, we Chinese don't show our true emotions on the outside. We are used to start the negative mechanism, depression feelings as soon as the emergence of repression. Strong support themselves nothing. We strive for harmony and moderation, so when conflicts arise, we tend to think that it is better to make peace. Such cultural traditions may be the hotbed of Chinese depression. First, it is an invisible pain. There are no wounds, no blood, no indicators to measure, no laboratory data to definitively diagnose. It's all based on the patient's own feelings and the behavior he displays. Secondly, depression is easily confused with being in a bad mood in the eyes of others. Normal people in harsh external conditions will more or less struggle and other responses, while real depression patients in this situation usually only feel overwhelmed. As the saying goes, we try to put ourselves in other people's shoes, but we can never feel them.
Therefore, the most important thing for people with depression is to learn to self-regulate. This is the change in the world's depression data from 1990 to 2018. We can see that India and China have consistently high data, while the United States is close behind and continues to grow over time. Depression is no longer a rare disease in many countries, and depression affects people's mood like never before. Therefore, it is very important to pay more attention to depression. Sometimes a simple care can save a life. Depressed patients are characterized by lack of individual rationality and lack of desire. Lack of rationality refers to a lack of self-discipline, and there are many reasons for a lack of desire. It is usually the result of a desire being fulfilled in an inappropriate or abnormal way, or a desire being replaced by another desire. However, the main reason is that the self-awareness is not strong enough, and there is fear of others. After I learned about this, I started to consciously set some goals for myself.
I have tried a lot to get rid of depression. I started cooking my own meals, reading books, and immersing myself in the world of books instead of focusing too much on my own life. I watch the news at noon every day because it doesn't keep me out of touch with society, but a news program of about half an hour can save me from worrying about the news. Also, I found that when I stopped shutting myself off, my sleep improved. Because times of depression, I was very dependent on my phone. But the phone feeds me so much fragmented information that I still feel restless when I fall asleep. So then I choose to read books before going to bed. Books allow me to gain greater coherence in my mind. I don't have to worry about missing something by sleeping. When I started to normalize my sleep, I found that my depression was significantly lessened because sleep helped to relax my tense mind. I've also found that exercising is also a great way to improve depression. Exercising keeps my brain active, and whenever I'm surrounded by exhaustion from exercise, those emotions that make me lose interest in life subside and are replaced by a strong survival instinct. In the process of taking deep breaths, I feel that my vitality is constantly being awakened. Exercise makes me realize that my heart, my blood, and all the organs in my body are very eager to live, which has a very strong motivating effect on me. We must pay attention to depression. Like other diseases, it can only be recovered through systematic treatment. We hope that people troubled by depression can experience proper treatment and return to a normal life.